compete. So when Josh gets here, he's got to compete for, his any kind of role that he has here. That's really the case for everyone that enters the building. So players, coaches, trainers, equipment, journalists. To me, that you step into this building, it's about competition. So Josh will come in and compete. There's no starters, and the guys who produce on the practice field and do all the things that will help this team win. Those are the guys who are going to play.
What did you see from him going through his rookie season that attracted you?
I mean, he's a talented player. I would say, during his rookie season, obviously there were some ups, there were some downs. I think that's the case for all rookies. But, this guy has a lot of, arm talent. He's got some leadership qualities. And we just felt like he was a good addition to our team.
Chris, how would you describe the organization is situated now compared with 3 days ago? What progress you've made?
Yeah, we've made some progress. We feel good about the players we've added, the guys we added today again, and they'll come in and compete. Like I said, we feel better, but there's still work to do. We still have time to add people post-draft here and free agents as we get going throughout the spring and summer. So we're not where we want to be, but we're happy where we are.
Chris, what do you like about what you guys were able to accomplish during this draft?
I think, when Brian and I got together with the personnel department and the coaching staff is, we wanted to add, make sure we had guys that had the toughness, competitiveness, guys that love football, very intelligent, and history of production in college as well. And so we've kind of done that. So we feel good. We've addressed some holes in the roster maybe that we may have, but again, a lot of work to be done still.
Is it fair to include Josh Rosen as sort of part of this year's draft class?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, yeah, that's fine. Yep.
Could you give us a little more detail on how that trade came about? Because we obviously heard reports elsewhere that it was going on. Were there discussions at 48 but if you have to trade back from 48 to make that trade happen in your mind, to make the numbers add up?
No, I mean, the Cardinals were steadfast in what they wanted for it, and they were pretty upfront with all the teams. We hadn't really talked to them until right at the start of the draft, and I think that's when they started contacting everyone that might be involved. And so as that came, as we went through, we had talked throughout the day a little bit here and there, and we finally got to a point where we were comfortable in making a pick. But in terms of picking up, for us, it was huge to get that second-round pick in 2020. With the Saints, we made that trade. So regardless of what was there, we were going to make that trade to get the second-round pick, and that we went into the draft trying to find either another first or second-round pick in 2020.
Chris, about how many people would you estimate people in your organization spoke with who know Josh Rosen, and what did you learn about his personality and leadership style?
I would say, I don't know how many people thought. We had some, but really didn't start doing full talking to people until this became a possibility of happening. So once that happened, we talked a little bit after the first round. We hear, but for us, we had done work before. Brian and his coaching staff, Chad at New England, had done work on him. So we had known some things, but once they were calling around and offering him, that's when we probably really started digging in and making our phone calls.
You guys weren't super active front end of free agency, and I assume some of it had to do with the comp formula. After May 9, can we assume that you guys might ramp it back up and bring tackle, defensive end, positions where we think there might be holes you might get after?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be aggressive to fill the rosters we feel fit. So Brian and I have talked about that, and we give all those. You have June 1st after June 1st cuts, and then we'll look at all trade options all throughout the spring and summer.
Hey, Chris, is Josh Rosen your franchise quarterback, so to speak, for the foreseeable future, or is there still an idea that maybe you need to use a first-round pick next year to get a quarterback?
I would say for us, we looked at it as opportunity to add a good young football player that has a lot of potential in this league, and we didn't go out saying he's got to be a franchise quarterback for us. As I said, for us it was he's a very talented young player. Still has a lot of upside in the league, and in terms for us, the value and taking on the contract, et cetera, were just for us, the value was tremendous that we couldn't afford to pass up.
Brian, what were some things that Chad O'Shea had in his evaluation of Josh that made you comfortable with?
Well, first, I just kind of want to, piggyback on what Chris just said. I think you got to earn the right to get that kind of label. You got to do it in the meeting, on the practice field. To label a kid like that, right off the bat, I feel like that's unfair in a lot of ways. But I think that it's just kind of what happens. But you got to earn it. I mean, and we'll give him the opportunity. We'll give everyone the opportunity to go out there and become, reach their potential. And try to have some success on the field. And that starts, obviously, in the classroom, in the walkthroughs and meetings, and then you got to produce in the practice field, and then, obviously, when we start playing games.
You picked up a lot of picks in 2020. I think it's up to 12 year back to the comprehensive quarterback. How much of that was a game plan coming into this draft to build up the next draft?
We've talked about our strategy is us going forward. We always want to have the opportunity to move up and down in any draft, and so for us, adding picks for next year as we started going through it, like you said, the compensatory part, as we're building here together, we're getting our staff, the personnel, coaches. So for us, going forward, the plan was to get as many picks as we can going forward to see to build this thing right, and then after that, we'll just see where it goes.
Brian, it's important to you that, I guess, build your culture here the right way. What will you ask of Josh to help implement that at that position?
I'm going to ask him the same thing I ask all our players. Come in, work hard, put the team first, be attentive, be honest, understand it's a privilege to sit in these seats and, go out here and practice and play in this league. Those are the things I'm going to ask him. And I ask him of, anyone who walks into the building. He's not, that's just kind of, how I handle all players and really anyone who steps into this building.
Brian, Christian, what was it that kind of sold you guys on him? Is there a player that he reminds you of? Or what impressed you, I guess, during the pre-draft process?
I think he's full of energy. He's first off, he's a great person. Comes from a really great family. We really like that about him. He's got humility about him. And then he's a good football player. Athletic, good strength. Does a lot of good things well. A lot of things well on the football field. But again, he's, in order to reach his, optimum level, he's going to have to come in here and do things right, which we expect him to do. I think if he does those things, he'll have he's got a chance to do some good things.
You know more about the players that you're picking and trading for than we do. Josh Rosen consistently has had a cloud about his personality or leadership, or I don't know what it is, but a lot of people don't like that guy. Are you saying that there's none of that?
I'll take that. Well, first you said we know. Sometimes I feel like you might know a little bit more than. No, I think you never get to really know a person until you're sitting with them every day, which we'll get that opportunity. We've done a lot of work on Josh, and I think he's he's smart. He works hard. Football's important to him, and I think he's got an opportunity, and just like all the other players we have here, to come in here and help this team win games. And that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, and again, it's the same. It's like I said, the work we've done. We've talked to a lot of people that we both know and signed off. Coaches unsolicited have called us that know him and that have worked with him, and say a lot of the stuff is BS. And so that's just, again, so for us, like, we don't know him because we don't have our hands on him, but we're going with the people that we trust and know, And the coaches and our scouts in the building that have called, and people have said, like, hey, no, this is really a good kid that's smart, and maybe he has some other interests, like following the stock market or something, or, you know, but he's really smart, but he loves football, he studies it, and it's very important to him, and he has a chip on his shoulder now.
Who were some of those people you said?
Just various people we talked to, yeah.
All right, thanks, guys.
Right.